Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to TKKN and Buff Save the Universe, episode number 51. It is July 5th, 2022. It is Tuesday. I am Chris Adams, Tekken Master, joined by.
Buff Larkin. Well, first of all, before I get into my major spiel, um, I just want to wish you, Tekken, and nobody else, I want to wish you a happy 4th of July,
Hmm, okay, sure. I mean, we
right?
already know where I stand on holidays, so I'm not sure why you would do that, but okay, sure.
Because I know where you stand on holidays. That's why. Poking the bear. Anyways, um, I think, and this is just, I'm not a scientist, Tekken, but I know what I feel. And I think that the spicy pepperettes that I've been eating are giving me the poops. That's my theory.
Okay.
Have you ever had a spicy pepperette?
No, I don't like spicy
Wow.
food at all.
You don't like spicy food at all? Oh
No.
yeah, you're Mr. Plain Rice. That's what you are. That's right. Can't go wrong with a plain rice, man. But anyways, I'm just saying scientifically, I was fine before the spicy pepperettes. I had the spicy pepperettes. I'm not fine after the spicy pepperettes. So I think I'm gonna have to cut the spicy pepperettes from my diet, which I had. And then I said, oh, what the heck? Let's have some spicy pepperettes. And bleh, there you go. So that's good. That's my deal. Anyways, that's enough about my bowel movements. Let's talk about this week. And this week we're going to be talking a whole bunch of wrestling, plus video games, plus the usual rant and raving of yours truly, and also of Tekken, as we discuss world topics like um, gas and Biden and shooting people and parades where they shoot people and Copenhagen where they shoot people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's not just in America anymore, the mass shooting. So there you go. But anyways,
But it mostly usually is.
yeah, here you go. There you go.
Also, all the
Oh,
times I talk about Buff going off the rails, that was totally an off the rails moment.
yeah, it's quite true. But anyways, let's get talking about. Let's start with something like video games. I know you love talking about video games.
Oh yeah.
So, what is new in the world of tech when it comes to video games?
All right, so I resubbed to Final Fantasy 14. I'm back in Eorzea. Woo! So yeah, there's that. Started playing that again. Still playing Fall Guys when I feel like it because it's free to play and not completely trash as far
Mhm.
as the monetization. Um, let's see what else. What else? Oh, I got the free spin the wheel car on GTA 5 Online on their
Ooh,
thingy on that, but it was like the weird anime import card, not the sweet Ferrari like car that I wanted that they literally replaced only a few days after that happened. Uh, or before that happened, I should say. Um, I did something. Oh, geez. I think my Wow, I just realized on my OBS, you might like hear noises since I'm recording the call through Facebook and my Facebook is open. You might hear like the um
that means oh my god.
Facebook notification. Um, but yeah, on
I guess I can tell it after you're done talking.
Xbox Series S, effing they had like a free season of Yu Yu Hakusho if you're on Xbox Live Gold or it's Game Pass Ultimate actually. Um, Also, by the way, I picked up a Xbox 360 used, but it's like a model that has like a super large hard drive because I want to get all my digital games on there, and then also install all my physical copy games. That way they run better uh, or faster. Or whatever. No, it's not faster. They're more optimized when they're installed to the hard drive. Um, so I did that. I got Game Pass again because it came with like a oh yeah, they had like a dollar for 3 months thing going on. So I picked that up, and then like my used Xbox came with like a month of gold, which translated to like another month of Game Pass. I have 4 months now, which is nice, and I can play Game Pass again, jump back on that. Um, see Xbox, PlayStation. That is pretty much it, because I still haven't really been playing anything too in depth lately. So yeah.
And so, how much of this Final Fantasy uh, do you still have to go for you maxed out? Because aren't you maxed out already, or
Only one
this is
character has hit level 90. Or I'm sorry, not one character, one class. I'm only level 90 on one class, and there's like a bunch more classes I have to go through to get the level 90 on all of them. So there's a lot more to go.
okay? That's not too bad. All right. Well, as you're talking about your video games, I'm looking at the new PlayStation Plus, whatever Extreme, whatever it is that I have,
It's not extreme.
whatever. Anyway, so
Just say
hey,
top tier, dude, because it's like
top tier,
there's like the
top
top
tier.
and there's two below, and it's like nobody cares about the middle
Premier,
tier
Premier, is
anyway.
it Premier? There you go. Anyways, so I'm just looking at some of the games they've added, and it looks like they've added Sid Meier's Civ Rev Revolution, which is fantastic for the from the PS3, one of my favorite games, that's for sure. And one other thing that really showed up that I didn't think I saw last time, a lot of we have Resident Evil Gold Edition 5, and we have 4, and we have 6 now up for play. Oh, we have a whole bunch of Resident Evil ones here. Oh wow! I think they have every Resident Evil you'd think, but no, it's not.
I doubt
Hmm.
they have all of them.
Resistance 3. Oh my god! But the one that caught me, Red Dead Redemption for the PS3, and Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. Tekken.
Hmm.
We're living in a fantasy world here. Fantastic. I know where I'm going to be the
I
next one.
mean,
Oh, and well,
if you like playing, let me look up when Red Dead came out. Like that's got to be at least a 10-year-old game. Okay, maybe not at least 10-year-old, but like that's. I mean, if you like playing the 5 to 10-year-old games, just saying. So you know.
yeah, well, love it. And I remember Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I remember this game not for playing it, but for seeing so many copies at EB Games.
2010, dude. Red Dead Redemption came out in 2010.
Good. That's all right. I
I
get to
mean,
ride a
if it's new to
horse.
you, enjoy it. But
Well,
if
I've
you're like
had the
me and you're playing
game.
the new hotness as it comes out, it's like this is old news. So
Yeah, but that's what the
nothing
best
to see
thing
or move
about
on.
that's what the best thing about this system is for this top tier premium, extreme whatever it's called.
Why are you
Is that
calling it extreme anyway?
I'm gonna keep calling it extreme. That 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 this gives me a chance to play extreme, PlayStation Extreme. Now, sign me up, Sony. I can make this sound a lot better than what you did. But there's games that I didn't play at the time, but now look at this. I can now play. Now I already have Phineas and Ferb across the second dimension. I was one trophy away from having a platinum in that game.
Hmm.
So maybe this is the chance for me to do it. I will find out in a second. But that's good.
I just think it's funny because didn't you just start Red Dead Redemption 2? But obviously you haven't finished it because I haven't heard you
I
talk about
haven't
it.
even got through. I saved a man from wolves, and that's it.
Yeah, you probably even
That's it.
gotten through the first act or chapter.
Lost Planet, extreme conditions. Oh my goodness. Life is a fairy tale. I'll tell you that much.
Actually, before we continue,
Yes, tell
have
me
you
all about your
even got through
problems.
any of the games that were free with Plus last month? I don't think you have.
I didn't even buy it. What did I get a game? What game did I
No,
get?
I'm not saying the games you bought, the games on Plus that you're like, oh, Tekken, I played Hot Shots. I played Frogger. Oh,
I
I played.
played Hot Shots, and it's an over 10-year-old game. So off it went. If that's the way you want to talk about it. No, I had a problem with the game because it wouldn't hit the button. It wasn't reacting to my button pressing on. So I blame the PS5, not me. And Hot Shots Tennis, sign me up. Look at this. And they have every Dynasty Warriors you ever want to have. Holy smokes. Okay, can you tell me what the big appeal of Dynasty Warriors is?
I don't know what the pill is because it's not my cup of tea. You'd have to ask a fan. So,
Because all you do is you ride your horse
yeah, I know. You
and
just
and,
go around
and,
and
and
beat
you
people
hit
up and hit
people.
the same button over and over.
Kesson, all right? Kesson. I keep talking and I keep waiting for this game to show up on here and play that game again. But Kesson was so good. But then they went to Kesson 2, and I think they even went to a Kesson 3. I can't quite remember. And they turned it into a Dynasty Warriors piece of trash game. And it's like, why you just took the what was fun about Kesson to begin with, a strategy game, and now you turned it into Dynasty Warriors. Fake takeoff of Dynasty Warriors. Like, good luck. Not gonna sign. Don't sign me up for that. I don't want it. That's what I say. But anyway, that's enough of my ranting. Um, but beside that, in my gaming, I've gone back to XCOM, XCOM 2, Tekken. I can't get away from that game now. It is so good. But you know what makes it even better?
What makes it even better?
When your team gets wiped out. I had six. I had my big guns with me. I had two cannon big guns. I had a sniper. I had the one with the. Have you ever played XCOM?
Yeah.
I had the little guy with. I had the guy with the robot over top, and does that. I had like two. I had two brand new characters that were supposed to rock the world, right? And so we get to this, and this is a big level. So I'm facing off against a whole bunch of people, but my big cannon girl, she had three missiles, grenade launchers. So okay, that's great. And so we're playing the level, and I'm kicking some butt, right? Everybody comes at us. I got my team. They're shooting at them at all sides. They're flanking them. It's all good. Well, then comes the special secret super agent for the bad guys. And she's been a thorn in my ass since the very first time she showed up. And she's like, I'm going to kick your ass. Well, then I've been kicking her ass all around, right? Because her big weakness in this game is explosions. Well, that's why I bring my big grenader. So we, boom, she loses six tiles. Boom, throw a hand grenade at her, loses five. Boom, throw another grenade, knock her out, right? Well, while I'm dealing with her, I'm getting attacked from all these other aliens. So by the time, and thing is, I still have my six people, except I have two that are really low in health, and I don't have any health to revive them. So I'm keeping them in the background. Bring in the four strong ones. We flush out the bad guys, shoot them. Well, we get to the last part of the map, and that's when they have those stupid snake people, snake aliens, and worst of all worst, they got a frickin' Hulk right at the very end stage. And I got my team, they're all beat up. They're all and they just picked them off one at a time. It's like, oh, I couldn't believe it. The guy threw a grenade and it killed two of my people off, and I'm fighting, and the snake people were snagging my characters and giving them the old coil grip and not oh, it was just so basically I went into the final stage with six soldiers, two were hurting, but I still had six, and I ended up getting wiped. I got wiped off the map. It was
That
ridiculous.
was one thing I did enjoy about XCOM was like sometimes I would try to play super careful and conservatively, but then like I would just get frustrated because the aliens won't move out of cover, and I'm like, f this crap, and just start throwing grenades and like blowing up cover so they can't hide
Yep,
anywhere. And it's like, okay, yeah, where are you gonna hide now?
exactly. And it makes the game worthwhile when you're playing it well, and you know there's always a threat because you can't come back from it, right? So I just lost about six of my best players, which sucks. But at the same time, well, it just sucks anyways. That's how it just freaking sucks.
That was yeah, that was
Lost.
like a nice touch of XCOM too. Is like how you has permadeath and like you lose units forever because it's like, dude, that was my best sniper. That was my best.
Yeah, I'm a
Uh,
grenader.
yeah,
Like, and they were my best grenader because they were taking care of. I got an extra slot for a grenade, three grenades just in case that super sneaky spy shows up. And I took care of her. I was that would have been the win right there, taking care of the pesky alien. But no, I had to go in at frickin' Hulk. Frickin' Hulk. Ah, ticks me off. Anyways, that's enough about that. Would you ever play XCOM again, Tekken? Because they do have that
yeah.
up.
I plan on playing it again eventually.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
good.
'Cause I haven't finished the second one. I played it for a bit and then I got stuck and I was like, I probably should restart this on a lower difficulty because right now I'm just dying over and over. So
Hmm. So, Tekken, what are the new games that they've added? I know you looked on Reddit, and they Reddit told you what. So, what exactly
I
were
don't
the?
read Reddit, dude. So that's not
You don't
true.
read Reddit? That's where you get most of your stuff.
Says you.
Oh, Tekken, your Man Eater game is now on the games to try out. That's nice. I know how much you loved Man Eater. That's for sure. Oh, let's see. Doom. I already
Do you
had
want me to
Doom.
answer your question? Because you keep talking about stuff.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So the three monthly games this month: Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, the Dark Pictures Anthology, Man and Medan, and Arcade Geddon. Those are the three free plus games on PlayStation this month.
Hmm. All right. I guess that's something. That's okay. Uh, any of those games you would play?
I would only recommend Man of Medan because I actually own that one. I've played it, and it's a fun time, and I enjoy that series. I I did not too well versed in the other two because I've never been a really big Crash Bandicoot fan, and then Arcade Gun, and I don't even know what that is. So,
Why were you a big Crash Bandicoot
because I never
fan?
had a PlayStation when I was a kid, I had a Nintendo 64 and or Nintendo 64, and then before that I had a Sega Genesis, and then I had a PS2 eventually, but it was like that was like after Crash Bandicoot's heyday, so I never really got to play it when it was popular.
So tell us a bit about Man from Medan.
It's basically a choose your own adventure style game. It's similar basically to like the Telltale stuff if you played that. Where you just like your choices matter, and it basically goes through a scenario, and then what you do changes the story as you play, and people live or die depending on your choices. And you can play actually this one you can play multiplayer, and I believe up to at least four people. Like each person controls a controller online. I'm not sure if there's an offline mode like that. There probably is, where it's like you just pass the controller. There's like a specific mode, but that's a thing. And if you play it right, you can get everybody out alive, or they can all die. It's like it's basically similar to the whole, like I said, the Telltale stuff or the Quantic Dream, or the Wells Interactive. They have a lot of games like that lately. Like there's just a lot of choice based games that have evolved to that whole genre. But this one I play with RPG, and we got everybody out except for one person. It was his fault. Because of something he
RPG or
did.
the person who died?
Uh, RPG. And then at the end, I accidentally got. Well, I didn't accidentally get someone killed. He'll say it was my fault, but it was his fault in the dialogue that he chose. And then we went back and like saved that person, but we couldn't save the other person because RPG totally effed it up at the very. It was something. It's a choice that you make at the very beginning of the game, and he totally effed it up on that one. So good job, RPG.
So
And
how long is a playthrough then?
I can look it up real quick because I have it on my YouTube. But it's a few hours. You can get through in an evening or a day. But yeah, the Dark Pictures. There was Until Dawn. This is the one after that, and then there's Until Dawn, Man of Medan, Little Hope, and House of Ashes. And I've never gotten everybody out alive yet in Man of Medan or in Little Hope. Those are the two I've yet to get everybody out alive. So it's actually not so easy to get everybody out of alive.
Oh wow. Oh Tekken.
But yeah, Man of Medan takes 3 to 4. Well, 4 hours. We'll say 4 hours.
That's not bad.
3 to 4 hours. You can get like a bit over 3 hours, or almost 4 hours. So that's yeah for one playthrough. And you can play through again
Hmm.
and make different choices. See what happens, or see what affects what outcomes. It's a fun time.
So
Oh, and
is
also it's they're all horror themed games as well. The Dark Pictures anthologies. That's why they're called that. But they're basically like horror themed. So if you're a fan of scary movies or stuff of that nature, those are you're probably going to enjoy it too because it's based off of tropes and scenarios from that genre.
so uh where would you rate this in the horror genre?
What do you
For
mean?
this, well, when you rate this against like say the Resident Evil
I'm
kind of stuff
it's
in Dead
apples and oranges,
Space.
dude. Resident Evil survival horror. This is not the same thing.
No.
I mean, I mean, I would say Until Dawn is like more like that, but then this one is more of a cinematic. You still have like third person camera and like you're doing stuff, but it's not like the combat. Like the combat sequences are completely different. It's because it's more QTE and like Telltale style than it is like aim and shoot. Like there's not a lot of action gameplay like in
So
Resident Evil
so
game.
so you walk your characters around the ship,
Yeah,
and then they come up with something. Say, do you do this or do that?
yeah. There's like it's like there's like that stuff where it's like as you're like walking around the environment you can interact with stuff. And then sometimes it's like if you interact with certain things, it'll trigger stuff, and it's like, oh, I shouldn't have opened that door. Oh, now I'm trapped, or oh, like something happens. So it's like, you know, it there's like a
Oh,
lot.
my
There's
pants fell down.
that doesn't happen. There's like but choices baked into like not just the dialogue but also the gameplay. So it's like if you're it'll like ask you do you want to jump down these stairs or just like walk slowly, and depending on like what you do and the consequences. So yeah, there's a lot of cool choice and consequence there as far as like affecting the outcome of the scenarios. It's a fun time.
Yeah. So let's take a look. I'm gonna take a look at something on here. I like looking at things. Okay, so Arcade Genin. Have you
Hmm.
heard about that one game?
I
What's
just
what
said
you
I
got to do
haven't
in
heard
that one?
about this game. I've never
Oh,
played
okay.
it, and I've never really heard about it,
Let's
so I have no
well,
idea what's going on with it.
wow. I don't know. It always looks like it could be a shoot 'em up style kind of a thing. It's what's that game where all the kids
It says it's a
uh
co-op shooter.
yeah, but it's more in the line I would say of the
Fortnite.
Fortnite. That's it. I think that's it. So Horizon Forbidden West is now a time trial. I started playing WWE 2K22, and now it just keeps kicking me out. I still got like an hour and 45 minutes left to play in that, and they keep kicking me out. So far so great. So far so great. In the game catalog, was Spider-Man Miles Morales in the
I don't
last
know
game?
Buff because I don't have that tier. I have Essential.
But you
Wait,
know,
was he in the what game?
was he in the extreme already? In the
I think
extreme
so.
tier?
I think so because it
Okay.
was Miles, Returnal, and some other first-party
Ghost of
game.
Tsunami. And then they got Spider-Man, the Game of the Year edition for Spider-Man. I don't see anything new really for the games you can download, like the fancy ones. Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, we already got that, and Guardians of the Galaxy already got that, so that's all right. My whole team got wiped out, Tech, and I'm not happy. But also what I also got Agatha Christie, the ABC Murders to download, and that's gonna be for my daughter because she likes Agatha Christie and Hercule Poirot. So that's a game for her to check out and do some stuff. So see, it's already paying off, and just wait till she plays the Man from Moran, and she'll like that because she doesn't have because my kids they weren't blessed with the video game skills that I have. Maybe the shooting skills because I can't hit the side of a barn. It's like they, but now if I can find games they can do like say the Man from Moran or maybe the ABC Murders where you just look around and you deal with the environment, then that might be a game for them. So I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. So, anyways, uh, still, how is the Midnight Suns? Is that still supposed to come out in October?
Mm-hmm.
Good. We'll wait till the very last second, then they'll pull it. They'll pull it till 2022.
It is 2022.
Well, 2023. Later, late for first. My prediction now: first quarter 2023. That's my pick. Anyways, let's get on to talking about wrestling because I know that's your big thing. Unless you want to talk, you got anything else to say about gaming?
Mm, no,
Oh, that means
not off the top of my head.
you got a
No.
bone to pick.
No,
All
I was
right, let's
thinking. That
hear
was
it.
my thinking noise.
Mm. Oh, oh.
Oh
You know
man.
we only have a couple weeks left of Hot Shots before it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Good times, buddy. You know something? I won't put it ahead of SOCOM because there's more people who came out and played SOCOM during the time. You had two and three, and but I will say that this has been some of the best gaming times in my life. The fun we've had playing a golf game, you can't beat that. That's for sure. And hopefully, when we start playing Fall Guys again, oh, you'll be all excited.
No, I won't. I hate that
Oh,
game.
okay.
I
You
mean, I don't
don't
hate the
hate
game.
that
It's
game.
just like it doesn't. It means nothing to me now when I play. It's just like whatever. It's Fall Guys. So.
Yeah, because I'm not playing it with you. When I'm playing it, you like it because you like to
Uh,
see
that's
me
not true.
fail.
That's not. True.
You like seeing me fail, so that's how that
I
works.
have no like. There's no reason to play it. It's just like okay, good crowns, big whoop. Or there's yeah. It's like that. I don't. It's like yeah. There's no drive or motivation for me to play that game. It's just like okay, I'm playing Fall Guys. Now they just added a season or battle pass, and it's like okay, get through the get the thingy rank 100. I mean, the only thing they did was like make it easier to get to the crown ranks. So it's like but that's like like it's gonna take a long time to get through that because it's so many you have to get to the last one. So whatever. It's like there's stuff to do, but it's like it's gonna take forever to get the stuff done.
Yeah, that's true.
But I have nothing else to say about gaming. I'm pretty
Good.
sure.
Good. Well, Tekken, did you actually watch any of the AEW New Japan Forbidden Door?
No,
Did you just watch the highlights?
I just watched. Yeah, I just watched the people talk about what happened.
Let me just tell you something. As a man, I complained about the time that Double or Nothing was a month previous,
Mm-hmm.
which was my boys got here for 6. The show started at 7. We didn't leave until 12:30 in the morning. All right. So we watched the Forbidden Door. Now, New Japan and AEW have a horrible history of having epically long pay-per-views. Well, we got there for 6. The show started for 7, and it lasted till 11:30, and it was over with. And it was a breath of fresh air. Let me just tell you, being able to leave while you're still in the same day as you watched it. Fantastic. And let me just also say that it's probably one of the better pay per views. I can always gauge how good a pay per view is because I am a hardcore wrestling guy. My boys mostly are hardcore. All right. I can tell when a show is good by how long it takes for them to get and reach for their phones to watch something. And they survived from the start all the way to the women's match, and that was their bathroom break right there. It was like, okay, I'm gonna look at my phones, catch up on stuff, see how the Jays are playing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But again, they didn't stay on there too long because they kept watching the women's match because that's how good the pay per view was. Match after match was fantastic, and God bless Sting for doing silly stuff at 63 years old, jumping off the top of the entrances on it. That is insane. It was fantastic. It just the fans wanted to see it and Sting go nuts, and they got their wish because he went nuts, and he got super kicked, and he did the old Sting thumbing pounding his chest and then clothesline. It was fantastic. So all around a very good match, very good. Like they had the title matches were very good. They're very entertaining. By the time they got to Moxley versus Tanahashi, it was a great pay per view, and the main event delivered as much as it could. Like we talked about in our predictions, there wasn't much to be surprised with that John Moxley won, and so now we see where it goes from there. Will we get Moxley versus Punk at the big pay per view in September? We'll see. And now, with my job, if I'm a good boy and I can keep working as good as I do, I can have that weekend off to go and see it. I might be tempted to go to Chicago and go to that pay per view if I can, because in Chicago those tickets go quick. So that's it. That's a notion in my head. That's a notion in my head. But anyways, but did you watch Blood and Guts then?
I did.
And what did you think of that craziness?
That was great.
I thought it was very good. If they didn't have one of the was it Santana that got hurt or Ortiz?
Santana, I think.
Yeah, because I saw it, I watched it, I went, oh, either he really got himself hurt or they're setting that up to give the fans an idea. Say, oh, he hurt his leg. They're gonna be that might play into the finish, right? So, but it looked like he actually got himself hurt. So that's kind of sad. That's like overall, and I missed the fire. Where was the wizard when we need him? Out of all the places to be a wizard in the confines of a steel cage, I'm sure. Like I saw him like part of that match. He was in the corner with his with that hoochie,
Yeah, I saw that
uh,
too.
and I I figured they were trying to set up the fireball. Like she was passing the flash paper and all that. By the way, my buddy's birthday was Saturday. I thought I'd do something cool because he's the wrestling guy, right? That I watch the shows with. So I went to the local costume shop and I said, "Hey, do you have flash paper?" Because I was going to throw a fireball. And they said, "Oh, usually we keep it behind our desk." Oh, it looks like we're all out. I went, "Oh, for Pete's sake!" The only place where I live that has the potential to have flash paper, it did not have flash paper, and so I could not throw a fireball. I was upset, Tekken. Upset, upset, Tekken, upset, upset. So I just had to tell. So then we ended up just drinking fireballs, which is cinnamon. So that's with cinnamon flavored whiskey. And let me tell you something, Mister. The night went, and that was the night of the pay per view of Money in the Bank. So that's a good segue in here then. Uh, I had a couple of shots of Fireball, and I was feeling good. So they had the tea. We're outside around the pool area, so every once in a while I would sneak in and see what's going on in the pay per view. So I got to see the tag team match, the Usos versus the Street Profits. That which was a very good match. Did we able to see it yet?
I know who won, but I haven't seen anything, Buff. I don't have Peacock anymore.
Ah,
I mean, there's highlights on YouTube,
yeah.
but like, not the entire match.
But then when the so I missed the Ronda Rousey thing where she lost the belt to Liv Morgan, but I saw the highlights from that on YouTube, and here's Ronda hobbling away from the ring after the match over, slapping hands with people, going, "That's not what you're supposed to do." It's like, it felt like she was kind of no selling it, weird, really, but that could have been just me. But then when we got to the main event, so I went back outside. Then the main event I figured was coming up, so I went back inside, walked in the door where the living room was, and the TV was on. And I turned around and guess what was playing, Tekken?
Broken Skull Sessions.
Peppa Pig. There were still kids at the party at that time at like 10 o'clock, and they were watching Peppa Pig instead of watching somebody climb up a ladder. And I almost lost it. I said, "Get the hell out of here!" I almost said, but no. There's a mother changing her baby there, so I said, "Ah, darn it! I came to watch the wrestling. There's nothing there." But then again, are you surprised that Theory won the Money in the Bank?
No, it feels like he is the new chosen one as far as like like old Roman, like he is that now.
I think they have to be. They have to make somebody replace Roman because Roman's only wrestling a certain amount of shows now due to his contract, right? So so they have to put somebody in there that can attract and good them for trying. He has a very since he won Money in the Bank, he has a very edge kind of feel. You know what I'm saying? When he won the Money in the Bank the first time, so we'll see if he. The thing is, okay, you have a heel with the Money in the Bank, and then you have Roman, who's the heel champion. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Does Cody come back, beat Roman, and then Theory comes in when Cody gets is all beat up and takes the title from him?
I think
He
I
ain't gonna
I
win it fair and square. He's gonna attack when the champion's
I think he's
at
gonna
his
try to
worst,
cash in.
right?
It's not gonna work. I think it's gonna be during if it's during the Brock and Roman match, right? It's like or
Yeah.
after. I think it's like Brock will be mad that he lost and then attack him and then like weaken him and then he'll like
Yeah.
lose that way.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. That's nice. Uh,
Or like whenever it happens, it's gonna be that scenario where it's like you have whoever Roman just beat will like not just walk away and like start attacking Theory.
yeah. Yeah. I see that happening. So that's well. We're looking at SummerSlam now. Might as well push our on to SummerSlam. Uh, are you saying? Do you think Brock has a chance of beating Roman, or is this just another makeshift kind of a thing?
Another makeshift.
Like makeshift,
Yeah.
stretch it
For
even more
another,
because
yeah, another stretch it out because there's no, plan besides keeping the belt on Roman.
that's right, exactly, exactly. Well, I can't see them having Brock lose twice. Now, I'm sure they'll cheat if they're gonna do that, right? But I'm not seeing it, but we'll see.
There could be a DQ or something, or like a not,
Possibly,
or not clean finish.
possibly, yes. Well, let's see what happens.
Because that
Okay.
happened when he fought Seth at SummerSlam last year.
I'll bring that up.
I like that. Or not the match, just like the whole like shield thing, and like the mind games. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Well, not to say the match was bad. It's just you knew Roman was gonna win, so it's like yeah, whatever. I mean, even though it was DQ loss, it was just like no consequences. So
Exactly. Uh, okay. So, uh, in 1 week's time, Tekken, on the
mm-hmm.
16th of July, starts the greatest time in my life. We talked about it last time. You didn't want to hear it. I'm bringing it up again, and that
New
is
Japan battle, whatever.
New Japan, the G1. And it'll be very interesting to see who, because now they're starting to pull the storylines together. We have people attacking people. It's all good. So it'll be very interesting to see who ends up winning the whole thing. Nothing is for sure. Nothing is for sure, but we're going to have a lot of great matches. That's the key. That's a very big key. And I would let you have my password, Tekken, but you're a busy man yourself. But we'll see. We'll see. You're out there having fun and drinking alcohol and all that
I
good
don't
stuff.
even drink alcohol. What are you talking
I
about?
know. I know. I drink it for you apparently now, so that's all right. Anything you want to talk about Sasha Banks. So
Okay,
I know this is old news.
yeah, this is old news, but we haven't talked about it because we keep skipping
Forgetting
over
to
it.
talk about it, yes. So
But
go
yeah,
ahead.
I was really annoyed. Like this press release WWE put out, it like completely like killed kayfabe. It's like thanks WWE. The whole reason I was watching during quarantine was like I need this ridiculous silliness that is professional wrestling in my life. And then you're all like, Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. And it's like, dude, you can't just like what the f, man. Like that just like kind of took the wind out of my sails of like I mean, obviously I much prefer AEW. I've said this in the past on the podcast, but the little droplets of like, man, WWE is kind of okay sometimes, in like when it's not terrible, but then it's like you go and do these things, and it's like why do I even bother? Like why do I even try to be a fan of your content if you're just gonna be like, it's whatever, it's all scripted, it's not real. It's like, yeah, it's like, what the f, man.
That's the F man.
It's
Right.
hard. It's hard enough enjoying the professional wrestling when the companies themselves aren't like, oh, also by the way, totally scripted. So, you know, whatever. None of it matters. It's all made up and stuff. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, Sasha's still in my A, so that was kind of like my whole big draw there of like watching WWE. So now I'm like not as interested.
Well, that's the thing, right? I don't know what the plan is. There was a rumor that she'd already been like released and like go to her own thing, but I've also not heard anything in regards to like nothing has been forwarded since then. So maybe she's still suspended. If she or maybe if she goes, she still has a 90-day limit. So that means she could show up maybe in Chicago at the big pay per view in September, all out. But or she might still be suspended by WWE and she can't get out of it because as long as she's suspended, they can stretch out the contract. So you just never know.
I'm really interested to see what happens though, because you know if she goes to AEW, that's like even better in my opinion, just because like WWE just doesn't really care about the women's division anyway. So Like they haven't done anything with the women's title since they like vacated it. So it's just like, okay, clearly you don't even care about the title they were trying to build up, which is a smack in the face. It's like, oh, see, we were trying to do something with this, and then you're gonna make us fight each other and do all this other nonsense, and it's like, yeah, well, what was even the point?
Exactly. Well, that'll well, exactly. We'll have to see when that happens. When it hopefully they give her a chance to, if she's not happy and they're not going to change things, and we go from there. Liv Morgan, SummerSlam. Is she going to get Ronda Rousey again in a rematch, or do you think Charlotte Flair comes back
Ooh,
and starts doing
ooh.
stuff?
You know what? I could see a Charlotte Flair return, but I don't know. It's like it could go either way. But I just hope Liv doesn't get buried like Bianca did, because that was disrespectful. And like that'd be even worse for Liv, because it's been like an even worse like time for her to like get to the top than it was for Bianca. So I mean, I could see both those scenarios happening, because I hadn't even thought about Charlotte since she's been gone, because we haven't seen her in forever. But I mean, it would make sense though, since Ronda just lost. So
There you go.
hmm, I could see that happening.
All right, good sir. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add today's on the podcast or before we go?
Um,
I was just joking about the ranting about Biden, but if you want to add in there, go ahead.
I was gonna talk about Gwent, because I that was something I'd been
Oh
playing.
yes,
Completely forgot about to mention during the gaming section, but I am playing that uh quite heavily these days. I've gotten like, because like every season it seems like they change their rotation in the game, where it's like every season's a month now, and so if you get 25 matches with each faction in ranked matches, you get like, rewards at the end of the season, and there's 6 factions, I believe. So that's like 150 matches, which isn't that bad. If you, I mean, I don't know. It depends on like, you personally, how you spend the time in the game. But for me, I've been able to like get it every season, like the last 2 months. So I'm still trying to do that. They reintroduced some of their journey stuff, their journey content, which is just old season pass stuff, where you basically get a character avatar that's like a hero character for your, like, that you play, that or that you use when you play whatever your deck is. And so they had Geralt. Oh, wait, I said this last time, didn't I? No, wait, no, I said this during time
I
check. But
didn't.
basically, they had Geralt was the first one, and then Ciri was after that. And I bought Ciri, but I didn't get Geralt. But then I got Geralt when he came back this time, and so I'm gonna get all the old ones as they come back, because I've those are the only two I have, and then all the other ones I don't have because I didn't buy them. So I was like, I'm not spending money on this game. But I've been playing it a lot lately, and I'm like, I kind of do want all the other ones. But then I'm like, maybe I should wait, because they do have that new Gwent thing coming out eventually, and I'm not sure if like it's all gonna like carry over to that, or if this is all gonna be tied to Gwent, which is kind of, there is like an offline mode, but it's only like against AI, and it's not very in depth or involved, or got a lot of stuff going on there. So it's like, I'm not sure I want to spend any money on this game besides what I've already spent for the 2 characters I have. I only got them because I like those characters, because I'm a fan of the games and the series in general. So, but that's that for Gwent. As far as wrestling, I'm sad about the whole Jeff Hardy thing, because man, that was like awesome. But then the wheels came off the bus, so it happens. Um, Hopefully everything works out. If not, it was a fun ride while it lasted. But yeah, dude,
Oh
like
yeah.
watching AEW, I said this last time about how like when I was watching it, there wasn't a lot of titles in contention for some reason. Like it just happened to be that way, because I think back when I started watching, like I wasn't watching like regularly until like after Miro was there, but then he like lost the TNT title, but like, so yeah, dude, I was watching it, and like the Young Bucks were still like, air quote, not cleared off the injury list, and then so they were just like interfering in matches. I hadn't actually seen them in a lot of matches, but yeah, dude, like after seeing them in like the matches I've seen them in, they're like pretty awesome. So I like, even though they're heels, I'm like, man, these guys are pretty good. They're like the best. So it's like, man, every time they have a match, it's like, oh yeah, Young Bucks time. So even though I can't watch the Hardys anymore, so at least we have the Young Bucks to
Yeah,
fill that void in my soul.
that's right.
And they have an awesome entrance theme, and I love it every time it comes on. Also, entrance music. AEW is like right now is currently better. Add that to the list of like the No One Chance, Crowds Aren't Dead, and better booking. Why AEW is the superior product, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I'm sure there's other things I will try. I'm trying to come up with a comprehensive list because Buff asked me that one time, and then I'm like, I gotta come up with a list for this every time. But yeah, um, and then F.M. Biden, man. Uh,
Oh, stop it. He's doing his best. Stop it.
I mean, it doesn't. Okay, here's the problem with that though, Buff. It's like, oh man, come on, man. I just can't get 10 more votes, or come on, Jack, or oh, listen, Jack, I just can't get the votes I need to get the 10 votes I need to get this bill passed. So it's very frustrating right now to be like,
Mm.
oh man, we have the House and the Senate and the presidency, but we can't pass anything, so nothing really happens or gets done. And it's just like, doesn't this suck? And then it's like, oh, and then beyond that, it's like we have it's like we have the legislative and executive branch, but oh, that I'm sorry, the executive and legislative. I said that the judicial branch, the Supreme Court is like, haha, we have 6-3 majority rule by the conservatives, and we're going to just keep on ripping up whatever rights are left in this country and taking it all away. So that's nice. It's a nice booby prize to have when it's like, oh man, we just squeaked by in that last election to get the presidency, but nothing's getting done. But there's stuff getting taken away. That's not how that should work. So be nice if they could, reform that branch of government so that it's not all powerful, like, or it needs to be reined in. Yeah, there we go. They need to rein it in there with the people that have life appointments and aren't elected. That's not very democratic. So yeah, let's fix that while we're at it, among other
That's
things.
right. That's right. Very good. All
I
right,
just like
Mister.
to, I just think to myself, in the current, I call it the Black Swan era, because I think things are just gonna keep getting worse before they get better, or like the worst is yet to come. But I just think to myself, it's not the worst time ever, but it's definitely not the best. So it's not like, I mean, there was a plague, but it wasn't like the bubonic plague or previous plagues in like the Middle Ages where like so many people died. So whatever. I mean, but then it's probably not the last one because, like I said, Black Swan, rare events happening more frequently. So we'll see how many Category 5 hurricanes we get this hurricane season. Yep. Or how many times Australia gets to flood every year, or catch on fire because it does that too, apparently. So
Mm-hmm.
or
That's right.
wherever else because it's like a global thing now. It's like you're not safe anywhere really, because at least from like the crazy climate related things.
I'll listen to you. Aren't you, Mister Johnny Sunshine? Right.
But hey, at least I've got video games to play and look forward to. So there's that.
Right. All right, Mister. Sign us out, and because we got golf to do.
We have plenty of time, Buff, until golf.
He says you. You don't have to set up the room. Okay, you go ahead. I'm gonna
I
set
don't
up.
have to set up the room. You don't have
I'm
to
gonna set
effing
up.
do the
Okay.
effing podcast stuff.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to have it done by 10 though.
Oh, does it take that long? Is it that hard?
Yes. Oh, it's that hard, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Um,
Woo! Are you gonna watch Ric Flair's last wrestling match?
sure, if it's on YouTube somewhere.
It's on one of your hacking channels. Yeah, you'll watch it. Yeah, darn right. Woo! Would you eat his woo wings?
What?
He's got a new product out called Woo
I
Wings.
don't like wings, so no. And that just sounds weird when you say it like
Woo
that for some
Wings.
reason, like more than it should. So pass.
Just rolls off the
I
lip.
guess I guess to end on some positive stuff. There were
What?
some
What?
good games that came out recently. So we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge,
Oh yes, I
Sonic
want to talk about.
Origins, the Shadowrun trilogy that was on PCs now on console. And then speaking of Fall Guys, if you luckily did not buy the game because it's free to play now, it's free to play on on all platforms. If you're on
It's free to
PC,
play.
if you're on Switch, if you're on Xbox, if you're on PlayStation, if you're on PC, I think it's on PC already. If you're on mobile, if it's on mobile, I don't even know. But then it's also crossplay, so it's like you can play with everybody else whenever. So like the WWE tagline says, then now together forever. Is that how it goes?
Then now together. No, then now forever together.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Touch
That,
my monkey. Touch my monkey.
did you just say touch your monkey?
Touch the monkey.
Oh, okay.
Touch them. I love the monkey. Maybe that's good.
Okay, but yeah, I guess we can end the podcast there. There haven't been any new game announcements, I don't believe.
Nope.
At least not any big ones or ones worth mentioning. So yeah, that is it for the Taking and Buff Save the Universe podcast. So another week down or a month
Another
down
unit.
or
Another unit. Oh, shush up! You've been like 2 weeks since the
I'm just
last.
saying it depending on the listener and when you last listened, another one in the
This-
can
Another in the
and
can.
the universe has been saved for
Another one for
now
the man. Another one for the man.
until the next time. So yeah, until you hear or see from us again, uh, we're now signing off, and you've been saved, and
By
so
the
is the rest of the
power of
universe
our friendship.
by the power of
La-dee-dee-dee-dee.
our friendship.